Service swaps can be super powerful. Ultimately, what this comes down to is all about alignment, listening to your intuition when that ping comes through. It allows both people to access services that they truly need. It also could help with getting other referrals in the door. There's a time and a place for swaps, but that should not be your default. A service swap should feel like a gift to both people.
Welcome to Next Level You podcast. I'm Stefanie Dingbaum, your host, your biggest cheerleader, and your go-to girlfriend for real, raw, and uplifting conversations about leveling up in life. As a mental health therapist with over a decade of experience and a business coach helping women elevate their lives and businesses, I'm here to guide you through the mindset shifts, holistic practices, and manifestation tools you need to step into your most authentic, next level self. Whether you're here to ignite your personal growth, elevate your professional game, or simply rediscover you, this podcast is your invitation to dream bigger, go after your goals, and unapologetically claim the life you deserve. So grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and let's dive in. It's time to up-level, manifest, and glow.
Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to Next Level You podcast, micro episode. Today's micro episode is all about the art of service swaps. I'm talking to you guys about this because I have recently done a few service swaps with other service providers. And I'm like, you know what? This is interesting. I want to talk about this on the podcast. So I want to help you guys understand briefly the power and potential pitfalls of swapping services with other entrepreneurs and when it feels aligned versus when it can come across rather insulting, and how to navigate these conversations with integrity and intuition. Okay, so service swaps can be super powerful. I want to say that, but they can also be incredibly awkward. Okay, understanding the difference is important. Whether both people actually want the other is offering, that's when it can be sticky and awkward. So I want to talk about this and just suggest it and when not to, and how to ultimately do it without insulting the other person. Okay. So ultimately what this comes down to is all about alignment. Okay. And honesty and just trusting your gut, listening to your intuition when that ping comes through. All right. What is a service swap? What am I even freaking talking about? When I say service swap, it's literally like when two entrepreneurs or two service providers exchange services instead of paying each other in cash. So you provide your expertise, they provide theirs, and you're swapping. So, why it works when it's aligned is if you both genuinely need and want the other person's offering. And when you both are on the same page about that, the value should be roughly equal. So, like a 90-minute massage for a 60-minute coaching call, for example, or I'm doing a service swap, I'm getting a 90-minute massage from a friend. And then in return, she is getting a 60-minute hypnotherapy session from me because the value is very similar. And I know I'm not just getting a massage, I'm also getting Reiki. I'm getting a whole slew of energy healing from her. So really powerful swap. What this can do is it removes the barrier of like, I can't afford this right now, but I know I need it. But also it allows both people to access services that they truly need and maybe aren't prioritizing and making time for. It also could help with getting other referrals in the door. Like this particular friend has not experienced my hypnotherapy services yet. So she's going to experience it for the first time next week when we go to do our swap. And it's going to be really powerful because then maybe she can recommend my hypnotherapy to others in her area. And that's so helpful for me. Okay. So it can help with building connection and community and reciprocity. So the reason I'm talking about this and why I felt like it was important to make a quick micro episode out of it is I recognize I was getting massages regularly prior to starting my business, and I've really gotten away from it. I recognize that I need it. I recognize that it's good for my nervous system. I also need regular Reiki. I'm a Reiki practitioner now. I can do it for myself, but I like receiving it from others. I really do. And they potentially need my hypnotherapy or my coaching. So to me, the value is equivalent. And this particular friend that I approached, when I approached her about it, first of all, I had been getting those nudges. So I trusted my intuition when I brought it up. And when I brought it up to her, you guys, no shit, she was like, oh my God, I've been wanting to mention this to you, but I've been so nervous that it might be insulting. And it was like so aligned for both of us. So again, trust those nudges, trust your intuition when it's telling you to put this out there. Okay. But then there can be times when we approach the idea of a service swap, and it cannot be aligned. It might not be aligned. Okay. So the awkward truth is that sometimes service swaps can feel like an insult if not done thoughtfully. So, like, there's a few red flags that I want to bring up. Red flag number one, if you're suggesting a swap when the other person has never expressed interest in your service, that's probably not a good idea to suggest it then. I suggested it to this friend because they had already expressed interest in my hypnotherapy services. And I know that they are an amazing massage therapist and Reiki practitioner. And so, like, it felt very aligned. But if that person has never mentioned needing what you offer or suggesting a swap, then you suggesting it can come across like you're looking for a handout and trying to get something for free. And that can be very insulting. It also implies that they should want your service when maybe that doesn't feel aligned for them. Okay. And that's their decision to make, not yours. So that's a boundary crosser. Another red flag is the value might not be equal. If your service is worth $100 and the swap or the service you're getting in return is worth 500, that is extremely imbalanced. Therefore, a swap makes no sense. Okay. This can actually feel very insulting to the person offering the higher value service. Like, again, you're trying to get a deal or you are undervaluing what they do. And that's not okay. A third red flag is you're potentially pitching swaps to like every entrepreneur you meet. That's so unrealistic, you guys. We have to make money somehow, okay? Like, you can't suggest that to every entrepreneur you meet. Are you ready to step into your most abundant next level self? What if I told you that what you wear and surround yourself with can actually help you manifest the life of your dreams? That's exactly why I'm so excited to share Future Self Apparel with you guys. It's a manifestation-focused lifestyle brand designed to empower you with affirmations, intentional products, and daily reminders to live your most abundant life. As a mindset and manifestation coach, I always preach about embodying your future self now, and that's exactly what this brand helps you do. Whether it's through affirmation-infused apparel, high vibrational products, or mindset shifting reminders, everything Future Self creates is designed to elevate your energy, align you with your desires, and help you become the person you are meant to be. Here's what makes Future Self Apparel so powerful. Every piece is created with intention, infused with positive affirmations and manifestation energy. Wearing or using these products is a tangible way to embody your highest self daily. And it's not just clothing, it's a mindset shift, helping you stay aligned with your goals and abundance. I've been obsessed with Future Self Apparel because it literally aligns perfectly with the work that I do, helping women build confidence, rewire their limiting beliefs, and create the life they've always dreamed of. So, if you're ready to step into your highest timeline and become the future self you've been manifesting, this is for you. Head to the link in today's show notes to shop Future Self Apparel and start living as the most confident, abundant, and aligned version of you. If you're constantly asking for swaps instead of paying for services, you're coming across as that person that doesn't value other people's work. And if you're not willing to invest in their business, then you have some limiting beliefs that you need to work through, probably around money. There's just a time and a place for it. The lesson here is a service swap should feel like a gift to both people, not a favor one person is reluctantly agreeing to. Okay? Like, there truly is a time and a place for it. Okay, so when they do work, though, let's talk about the positives of when they do work, because I am totally here for this. When they do work, so let me give you an example. This swap that I mentioned, I'm doing with a friend who is a massage therapist. We're going to probably try and do like quarterly swaps, a hypnotherapy session for her and a massage for me. Okay. This is going to work because I do need the massage. Okay. I need the Reiki and the massage quarterly, ideally. And she needs the hypnotherapy. And she will admit that too. I'm not saying something that she would not admit on here herself, okay? The value is truly equal and it's mutually beneficial. I'm rewiring her subconscious and she is rebalancing my energy chakras, which I need and she needs. Another example of this is I have a friend who does a service swap um, with a social media manager. This friend owns a bookkeeping business. So they swap, they get part of their social media, their content creation done. And then this other service provider gets bookkeeping from her. So the service swap is approximately equal. And this works because both people need what the other offers. Both are small business owners who understand the value that the other brings to the table. It felt very aligned for them and it's been working for them. So that's a great swap there. Another example is in the past, I did a coaching client swap. So potentially swapping coaching for like website design or photography or copywriting or things like that. It wasn't like a long-term swap, but it was like a one and done and it worked really well. This person told me they needed my coaching. I told them I needed their service. The value felt aligned. It was matched. It was a win-win for both of us. So I want to put out there every successful swap had a mutual need of equal value and honest communication. And if somebody started to feel like this wasn't aligned anymore, they could back out at any time. That's key, I feel. Okay, so how to suggest a service swap without being awkward or like that person that maybe isn't seeing value. Okay, make sure first and foremost, don't bring it up if the other person has not expressed interest in your service first. Okay, have they asked about your work? Have they mentioned they need what you offer? Have they shown genuine curiosity or interest? If you answer yes to any of that, great. If it's a no, then don't pitch to them. Okay, it's probably going to be an insult. Then make sure that you genuinely need or want the service. Okay. Don't suggest a swap just because you want a discount or freebie. If that's the case, you got to work through that limiting belief. Okay. Only suggest if you were already considering paying for their service, which I was. I was already considering going to this friend. I felt like that was a need for me. It just made complete sense. Then check the value. This is important, okay? I agreed to the swap with the friend who's a massage therapist before I checked the value. But then when I did, it was very validating. Like, oh no, no, no. It's of equal value. So that's not a problem. It doesn't have to be exact, but within the same ballpark at least. If it's not, then I would consider offering like a partial swap. Okay. So her 1 hour massage is not even close to equal value of my hypnotherapy session, but her 90-minute is. So that's when we kind of like tweaked what we were doing. So if it's not of equal value, consider making a partial payment to make it fair. I think that's important. And then just be honest with each other, be direct. This doesn't work for every relationship, but saying something like, hey, I've been wanting to work with you for X service. I also know you mentioned you're interested in my service. Would you be open to a service swap? If not, no worries, no hard feelings, just throwing it out there. I'm happy to just pay for your work either way. So that transparency, I think, is really important. But always give them that out so they don't feel like they have to say yes. Because if you're making them feel like they have to say yes, that's going to be really awkward when they tell you no. Okay. But ultimately, what's so important and what's key here is you need to trust your gut. If it feels forced or weird or like you're asking for a favor or a handout, then please don't act on it. Okay. Then it's probably not aligned. If it feels aligned, and mutual and exciting for you both, then go for it. That's your body, your gut telling you it's a hell yes. A bigger picture, what I really want to say here is when to pay versus when to swap is sometimes you just need to pay for the work. Okay. Paying is how you honor somebody else's expertise and value. It also signals to the universe and yourself that you're willing to invest in your self care and in your business and in your growth. Not everything should be a swap, okay? And that's okay. Swaps make sense when both people genuinely need what the other person has to offer and the value is roughly equal and it's like a natural or aligned exchange, not feeling forced. Then that's okay to do the swap. But paying makes more sense when the other person hasn't expressed interest in your service and the value is significantly different. And if you're in a financial position to invest, then just freaking invest. You want to build a professional relationship versus just bartering. I mean, ideally, it's always good to have another entrepreneur in your circle. So it's not worth always bartering. Okay. So that's when you should be paying for the service. So just to close, if you've thought about doing a service swap, if the interest has been expressed on both sides, it can be extremely powerful, but only when it's aligned and equal and mutually beneficial. But ultimately, at the end of the day, you really need to go into your intuition and trust your gut. Be honest. Don't be afraid to just pay. People have very valuable services out there that you should be willing to pay for. And not everything can be a swap because at the end of the day, we all need to make money. We all need to, like, our business can't be running for free. Okay. So if you've been considering a service swap, ask yourself, does the other person genuinely need what I offer? Do I genuinely need what they offer? And is the value equal? And if it's yes to all three, then have the conversation. But if it's a no to any of those, just be willing to pay. Okay. Don't engage in that conversation at all. Okay, awesome. This is just really all I wanted to share with you guys because this has been something that's come up for me lately in business and in life. And I thought, like, I've never seen this talked about on a podcast. Well, I'm going to take it upon myself to talk about it. So I hope you found value in this. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. If you haven't rated or reviewed the podcast, please take a minute to do so. It's greatly appreciated. As always, just know I appreciate you guys tuning in and listening. And until next time, I'll talk to you guys all next week.
Real quick before you go, I just want to thank you so much for spending a little time with me today. And congratulations on showing up for you. Every step you take to invest in yourself brings you that much closer to your next level self, and I'm so proud of you. If you loved this episode, share it with someone who could use a little inspiration, or take a screenshot and tag me on socials so we can keep spreading the next level you energy. Thanks again for tuning in, and I can't wait to see you in the next episode. Let's freaking go!